After removing the hub off the truck, take out the races and bearings, and of course I used the 205, 420, and 421 uh, to remove them. Remove the inner first, and just stick it in there, and then hit it with the handle of the Icon tool set. And to install the races, freeze them overnight, and it makes it a lot easier. And use the 96.9 millimeter Icon, you know, uh, tool to install it. And for the inner, or no, the outer race, use the 80.9 millimeter, and that's the one. Just install it on the handle, you know. For removing them, you don't install the handle. You can't. You just have to slip it in there with a tool and pull them out of there. But remove the inner one first. That comes with the takes out the race, the bearing, and the seal. So um, just freeze the races and put them back in there. Make sure that it is nice and clean in there. Sometimes you take them to a shop and they mess them all up. So straighten that out. Use some light sandpaper and a punch to clean it up so that it seats perfectly. And when you use this tool, you'll hear the difference in sound when it hits bottoms. So, this is the tools that you use to make it easy, because using this tool, like four bangs with the hammer and just a hammer, don't use anything else, and it seats like in three shots, it's in there, and see, they're still frozen in there. You can see how frozen they are, but they went in really, I mean, geez, like butter. So using the right tools, you can do it. You can use a punch like most people, but what you're going to do is actually you're just going to damage, you'll damage the hub, and you can't get these, cheap at least. And so, unfortunately, when you take them to mom and pop stores, they mess them up. Anyway, to install the inner bearing, lube it up, you know, and also lube the lip of the seal before you install it. But lube up the bearing and put it in there, and then the seal. And of course, I messed up and I should have cleaned it off first. But well, just put a rag in there and some sandpaper, and and you know that'll make it seat perfectly. Even though it is lubed on the outside, but it's just better to do it better. So I just cleaned it off there, and the reason I'm voicing this on is because the audio wasn't working on this thing when I was doing all this. So I just took some sandpaper, sanded it down, and so it's nice and flat. You know, it's better if it's it has to be perfect, because if it's not perfectly flat in there, uh, then it's going to run sideways, and it'll eventually leak. So save yourself some time, and make sure that seats perfectly, and you're going to save yourself a headache, because this stuff is not cheap. Well, the seal is, but you know, you're probably going to end up buying some new, bearings and stuff, and it's just not necessary. So do it correctly the first time, and you won't have any problems after you do this. And I did not use the OEM, bearings. I bought some Timken bearings, which are pretty good. So, in fact, Timken is actually what the Ford uses. So, it just go off and get some Timken. And I don't know how many people know that Timken is what they use. So anyway, seated in there perfectly. Again, you don't want to come back and have to redo this for nothing. And lube the inner lip of that seal so that I mean, you'll wear it off immediately if you don't do that, and you sort of forget to lube the shaft. So you're supposed to lube the shaft, and you're supposed to lube this before it goes on in the first place. But just in case, you won't have to redo this for nothing just because you forgot something. Now I installed the pads on here, but there's a little procedure there on how to do this. And the top one, getting the top in is somewhat of a challenge, but you can even use a thin screwdriver and put the right one in with a pin, and then the left one, if you have to, use a thin screwdriver and just work it into place and make sure that it's properly seated, and make sure the springs are properly seated when you're done with this. So you now clean up the shaft and lube it before you start this, or before you start putting the hub in. And then of course you're gonna lube the outer bearing nicely, and that's before putting the hub and putting the oil in the channel, because you're supposed to, you're supposed to put this in there because eventually the channel will fill if you turn, and the passenger wheel in this case is lower than the driver wheel. But if you do it in the first place, then you won't have any problems, and it'll be done, immediately. And as you spin, that lube is going to spin, spread oil all over the place, and so it's the purpose for the channel. So it's always got some lube in there. So slide it in there and sort of work it into into place, so it goes in there, and make sure that it's nice and soft in there, and then tilt it, and then put oil in there, before you put the bearing in there. So put it in there, in that channel, because you can't just hope that it's going to fill up. And put the bearing in, and then the actual nut on the passenger side is clockwise, and on the driver's side it's counterclockwise. That's the way it is. So I guess on all trucks or vehicles. So, and again, you can buy the Rotunda tool for this to lock that nut, and you really should buy new nuts when you do this, because I mean, it's always a better deal to do it correctly in the first place. Torque it and loosen it and spin it. Torque it, loosen it and spin it. Torque it, loosen it and spin it, several times, and then on the final torque to 60 foot-pounds, you're going to back off for new bearings. You back off 5 clicks, and that's why you need a brand new nut, which is much better. Makes a better sound. So you back it off 5 clicks for new bearings, and you're going to back it off 7 clicks for reusing bearings, and that's it. Of course, put the when you're done with all this, put the rotor back on, and if you got a new rotor, then put some new pads on.